General Hospital spoilers reveal that Tamara Braun has confirmed she will return to Port Charles as Kim, a revelation that has shaken the General Hospital fan community and created a wave of excitement about new storyline possibilities. In an exclusive interview with Soap Opera Digest, Braun shared that she feels there is unfinished business with the character Kim and is eager to explore the character's journey after the losses and grief she has experienced. Kim's return not only brings a talented actress back to the screen but also opens up countless new storylines, especially involving Drew Kane and the son, Andy, she gave birth to after leaving Port Charles. But the new storyline is already causing trouble, particularly concerning Drew's actions regarding the Quartermaine mausoleum and ensuring the legacy of her late son, Oscar. According to behind-the-scenes sources, Kim has returned to Port Charles after discovering that Drew, as the CEO of ELQ, had secretly redirected a significant portion of the Oscar Charity Fund, established in honor of their son and to fund cancer research, into highly profitable real estate development projects. Furthermore, Kim found out that Drew had plans to relocate Oscar's tomb from the Quartermaine mausoleum to make space for a new area for more important family members. Kim's outrage and heartbreak over Drew's actions have driven her to return to Port Charles with a clear purpose: to protect her son's legacy and ensure that Oscar's memory is not erased for business interests. The first confrontation between Kim and Drew at the ELQ office quickly became one of the season's most intense scenes, with Kim holding nothing back as she accused Drew of betraying not only her but also their son. Drew, taken by surprise by Kim's appearance and her accusations, attempted to justify his decisions, claiming that these changes were necessary for the long-term growth of the company and the family. This has put Drew in the position of dealing with a new enemy, as Kim reveals she has not returned alone. Andy, the son she gave birth to after leaving Port Charles, whom everyone believed was Julian's child, is actually Drew's son, the result of the fateful night when Kim drugged Drew in a desperate attempt to have a child to replace Oscar. Moreover, Kim brought DNA test results proving this, along with a team of lawyers ready not only to reclaim control of the Oscar Charity Fund but also to demand a significant share of ELQ for Andy as a legitimate Quartermaine. News of Kim's return and her accusations quickly spread throughout Port Charles, creating a wave of shock and division within the Quartermaine family. Monica, who has always had a complicated relationship with Drew, began questioning his decisions regarding the family mausoleum and the Oscar Charity Fund. Michael, though loyal to Drew, also began to worry about the potential impact on ELQ if Kim's allegations proved true. Meanwhile, Willow, who is building a new life with Drew, suddenly faces the possibility that he has another child she didn't know about, a child who may become part of their lives. As Drew attempts to navigate this storm, he begins to realize that Kim is not just a grieving woman seeking justice for her son but also a formidable opponent who could threaten not only his position at ELQ but also his new relationship with Willow and the future he had planned. And as he starts investigating the years Kim was absent and the origins of the DNA test results, Drew uncovers something even more troubling. Kim may not be acting alone but could be supported by an old enemy of his. Someone with their own motives for destroying Drew and the Quartermaine family. As Port Charles continues to watch the unfolding situation, one thing is certain: Kim's return will not only change Drew's life but could also shift the entire power balance in Port Charles. And as secrets continue to be revealed and alliances are formed, no one can predict who will be left standing when the dust settles. Kim will return as her role as an OB/GYN, a return that not only brings Tamara Braun back to the screen but also brings Kim back to her medical expertise. Port Charles General Hospital, which had been lacking an OB/GYN after Britt Westbourne's death and Terry Randolph transitioned into a managerial role, quickly welcomed Kim back to the medical team. With her professional experience and strong reputation from her previous time working there, Kim was quickly reintegrated into the medical community and began caring for her patients, including Sasha Gilmore, who is pregnant with her first child. However, the story that Kim herself notices unusual traits in Sasha's unborn child quickly thrusts her into the spotlight of one of the season's most intense storylines. During a routine ultrasound, Kim's sharp medical eye noticed a minor abnormality in the baby's heart, a sign that many other doctors may have overlooked, but Kim, with her extensive experience, immediately recognized as a sign of a severe congenital heart condition. This discovery put Kim in the position of having to break heartbreaking news to Sasha and Brando, that their unborn child may have a congenital heart disease that will require treatment right after birth. As Kim conducted additional tests and consulted with cardiology experts, she made a shocking discovery. The baby's heart condition was identical to the one Michael Corinthos had suffered from at birth, a rare genetic condition that typically only appears in the Corinthos family. This raised a troubling question. How could Sasha and Brando's baby have a genetic condition that is typically exclusive to the Corinthos family? Kim, aware of the sensitive implications of this discovery, faced an ethical dilemma. On one hand, she had a medical duty to inform Sasha and Brando about the health of their child and its potential genetic origin. On the other hand, doing so could open a Pandora's box of secrets and lies, potentially destroying numerous relationships and families. After many restless nights, Kim decided to approach the matter cautiously. She met privately with Sasha, shared the baby's heart condition, and gently mentioned the possibility of a genetic factor from the Corinthos family. Sasha's reaction, a mixture of panic and immediate denial, confirmed Kim's suspicions. There was something wrong with the story about the child's parents. In the following days, Kim navigated a complex maze of secrets and loyalties. She consulted with Elizabeth, a longtime friend and colleague, about her dilemma, careful not to reveal the identity of the patient. Elizabeth, with her wisdom and experience, advised Kim to focus on treating the child first while also preparing for any consequences when the truth was revealed. Kim also began researching the most advanced treatment options for the baby's heart condition, reaching out to top experts and even starting to develop a personalized treatment plan. She knew that with timely and proper medical intervention, the baby could lead a healthy, normal life, just like Michael had. Meanwhile, Sasha, torn between fear for her child's health and the fear of her secret being exposed, began to act more erratically. She started avoiding prenatal appointments, considering switching to another doctor, and even contemplating leaving Port Charles. Brando, unaware of Sasha's true concerns, became increasingly worried about her behavior, fearing she might be slipping back into a relapse of her former addiction. As the situation escalated, Kim realized she couldn't tackle this problem alone. With Sasha's reluctant consent, Kim arranged a meeting with Brando, Sasha, and a pediatric cardiologist to discuss the baby's condition and treatment options. During this meeting, as the cardiologist mentioned the genetic nature of the condition and how it typically only appears in certain families, Brando began to ask questions Sasha couldn't answer. As the truth slowly began to emerge, that Michael, not Brando, could be the father of the child, Kim found herself in the middle of an emotional storm. She had to balance her role as a doctor with her responsibility to care for both Sasha and the unborn child, while also navigating the personal and social consequences of this revelation. As Port Charles continues to watch the unfolding situation, one thing is certain: Kim's return not only brings a talented doctor back to General Hospital but also opens a new, dramatic chapter in Sasha, Brando, and possibly Michael's story. And as Kim continues to struggle to provide the best medical care while navigating the maze of secrets and loyalties, she will once again prove why she is one of Port Charles's most beloved characters. Carly is beginning to notice one of the new adjustments happening, a sense of unease that has started to form in her mind as the pieces of the puzzle gradually fit together. With her sharp instincts honed over years of living in Sonny's world, Carly has started paying attention to the subtle changes in Drew's behavior, how he has become more secretive about business meetings, the phone calls he makes after hours, and especially his sudden interest in Sasha and her pregnancy. At first, Carly dismissed her concerns, thinking they were just paranoia. But when she overheard a conversation between Drew and a mysterious business partner about ensuring the child is never born, her doubts turned into real fear. One of the new threats looming is making things escalate further as Carly discovers that Drew not only knows about the heart condition of Sasha's unborn child but is also actively trying to hide the possibility that Michael is the father. Through secret investigation, Carly discovered that Drew had paid a lab technician to falsify the results of Sasha's prenatal DNA test to ensure Brando was identified as the father. Drew's motive became clear. If Michael were confirmed as the child's father, it could threaten his relationship with Willow and potentially affect his position in the Quartermain family. Drew, with his ambition to control ELQ and build his own empire, couldn't let that happen. One of the new dangers is truly making things worse as Carly discovers that Drew isn't just hiding the truth but is also actively threatening Sasha's health and the baby's well-being. She found evidence that Drew had replaced Sasha's prenatal medication with one that could cause complications during the pregnancy, not enough to cause severe harm to Sasha, but enough to lead to a premature birth or other complications that could prevent the baby from surviving. Horrified by this discovery, Carly realized she couldn't confront Drew alone. She needed an ally, someone with medical knowledge and enough courage to stand up to Drew. That person turned out to be Kim. This is leading to Carly and Kim working together to resolve the dangerous issues Drew is causing and save Sasha and Michael's child from harm, an unlikely alliance between two women with a complicated history. Initially, Kim was skeptical when Carly approached her with accusations against Drew. But when Carly presented the evidence she had gathered, along with Kim's own medical observations of Sasha's condition, Kim began to realize that something was very wrong. The two women, driven by a desire to protect Sasha and the unborn child, started making plans. Their plan was simple but bold. Kim would continue as Sasha's doctor, closely monitoring her condition and the baby, while also replacing the fake medication Drew had tampered with the real drug. Carly, meanwhile, would continue investigating Drew, gathering more evidence of his activities, and trying to figure out who the mysterious partner he was working with was. They also decided to approach Michael, believing he had the right to know about the possibility of him being the father and about Drew's threat. The meeting with Michael took place in Carly's apartment, with Kim providing medical evidence about the baby's heart condition and the likelihood it was inherited from the Corinthos family. Michael, initially skeptical and shocked, gradually began to acknowledge this possibility. He admitted that he and Sasha had spent a night together a few months before she announced her pregnancy, a night they had agreed to keep secret as they were both trying to move on with their lives. But the thought that he might have a child, and that the child might be in danger, pushed Michael into action. With Michael now involved in their plan, Carly, Kim, and Michael began a covert campaign to protect Sasha and the baby while also gathering evidence against Drew. Kim arranged for Sasha to be transferred to a secret prenatal clinic where she could receive proper care without Drew's interference. Michael started monitoring Drew's financial activities, searching for evidence that he had paid the lab technician. And Carly continued to investigate Drew's mysterious partner, suspecting there might be a larger motive behind his actions. As their plan began to unfold, one thing became clear: this battle was not just about protecting Sasha and the baby but about stopping Drew before he could harm anyone else. And as Carly, Kim, and Michael continued working together, a new alliance was formed, one based on trust, shared determination, and the desire to protect the innocent from Drew's dangerous schemes. As Port Charles continues to watch the unfolding situation, one thing is certain: the war between Carly, Kim, and Drew has only just begun. And as all parties continue to make moves and counter-moves, with higher stakes than ever, no one can predict who will be left standing when the dust settles. But one thing is certain: Carly and Kim, two strong women with a complicated history, have found a common purpose in protecting the vulnerable and ensuring that justice will be served. Kim's storyline is truly causing one of the latest shocks as her real motives are gradually revealed. Behind the facade of a dedicated doctor returning to Port Charles to serve the medical community, Kim is hiding a much more complex and darker plan. Those close to her begin to notice subtle signs: how she suddenly appeared just when Sasha needed an OBGYN, how she quickly built a relationship with Carly, and especially her suspicious interest in Drew's every move. When Elizabeth, Kim's longtime friend, tries to reconnect and share memories of Kim's time in Port Charles before, she notices a concerning change in her friend, a coldness and calculation that didn't exist before. One of the latest adjustments is threatening as Kim begins to manipulate not only Carly but also Michael and Sasha. Through a series of subtle actions, Kim has started sowing doubt in Carly's mind about Drew, providing her with evidence carefully fabricated about Drew's illicit activities. With Michael, Kim has used her position as a doctor to convince him that Sasha's unborn child is almost certainly his, while also suggesting that Drew is actively trying to conceal this truth. And with Sasha, Kim has exploited the vulnerability of a mother worried about her child's health, proposing unnecessary tests and procedures that could actually harm the baby. This is proving to be one of the most dangerous new threats as Kim's true objective begins to surface. Through a series of flashbacks and internal monologues, the audience gradually understands that Kim has returned to Port Charles not to heal but to seek revenge. In the years of separation, Kim has developed a deep resentment toward Drew, the man she blames not only for Oscar's death but also for her own subsequent emotional breakdown. In Kim's wounded mind, Drew could have saved Oscar if he had been there sooner, if he had known about his son earlier, if he had cared enough to seek alternative treatments. And now, seeing Drew build a new life with Willow while she still lives with the pain of losing her child, Kim has decided that Drew must also feel the pain of losing everything. One of the most insane dangers is that Kim is intent on destroying Drew's legacy through a calculated three-phase plan. The first phase is to destroy Drew's reputation, using Carly and Michael as unwitting tools to spread doubt and suspicion about his character and actions. The second phase is to destroy Drew's relationship with Willow by manipulating the situation to make Willow believe that Drew has betrayed her with Sasha and is the real father of the baby. And the final phase, perhaps the most terrifying, is to destroy Drew's career and wealth, through a series of actions designed to make him lose his position at ELQ and possibly even face criminal charges. What makes Kim's plan particularly dangerous is that she is not acting alone. Through a series of secret phone calls and meetings in the shadows, the audience gradually understands that Kim is working with a mysterious ally, someone with their own motives to destroy Drew and the Quartermaine family. The identity of this ally has yet to be revealed, but there are hints that it could be an old enemy of Drew's from his past, like a fake Jason, or even a disgruntled member of the Quartermaine family, such as Ned or Tracy. As Kim's plan continues to unfold, she begins to encounter an unforeseen obstacle, her own true feelings. Despite being driven by revenge, Kim is still a doctor with the Hippocratic Oath, and as she continues to care for Sasha and the unborn child, she has begun to develop a real attachment to them. She has also begun to realize that Carly, who she initially saw as a tool in her plan, is actually a complex woman with a deep love for her family, a love Kim can understand and even admire. These conflicting emotions have started to cause cracks in Kim's resolve, making her question the path she has chosen. As Port Charles continues to follow the unfolding situation, one thing is certain: Kim's storyline is heading toward an inevitable climax, one that will determine not only Drew's fate but also that of Carly, Michael, Sasha, and the unborn child. And as Kim continues to struggle between her desire for revenge and her medical instincts, the question is not whether she can succeed in destroying Drew, but whether she can save herself from the monster that pain and loss have turned her into. In a world where the line between hero and villain is often blurred, Kim has become the most complex character in Port Charles, a woman torn between past pain and the possibility of redemption in the future. And as she continues down this dangerous path, no one can predict whether she will find salvation or destruction at the end of the road.